on here. We'll do a little haves and wants session and a little networking, whatever you got. I see Jay has already put something in the chat here.
Hey, Lloyd.
Yeah, David.
I know Kathy was in a hurry, but I just want to let everybody know that it wasn't just St. Louis, or not the REIA, National REIA, that had put a memo out. National Association of Residential Property Managers and National Association of Realtors have done a call for action to contact our congressman and make sure this moratorium doesn't get extended. So it's not, so there is something going on if we have all those department, or all those people,
all those groups are concerned about it. So there must be something going.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Something being ready to get to the surface in Congress. Well, it seems like it takes a long time to get anything through there, but something we don't want to see. It's liable to shoot right through though. So yeah, good idea. No matter where you are in our situation as landlords and property managers, yeah, we should all be contacting our representatives and senators to let them know what a bad idea that would be, and put it in your own words. I know some groups tend to send out a form letter, but I think I'm not sure how effective those are. But
so National Association of Realtors, and actually there's something going on. They're trying to extend it through December, and so National Association has said that don't waste your time sending email. Start calling. That's how urgent the National Association of Realtors sees it.
Okay, it's urgent enough to make a call. Okay. Yep, at least leave a voicemail. Probably. You try to call your congressman. So anyway, yeah, good idea. Anyway, I see Jay left something in the comments here. Want to say specifically, Jay? You say you're looking for? Are you a wholesaler looking to get some cash buyers? Maybe he's not. Oh, there he is. Okay.
I mean, I get properties off market. I'm always looking for cash buyers. I don't have that much money to invest because I do campaigns, and people kind of approach me for off market properties, fixer uppers mostly, and I'm looking for investors who are interested in those properties that I can email them, put them on my email list, and I can email them all the upcoming new properties come at 60-70% on the market value, and they need work.
Okay, you want to give us your email address and put it in the chat. So we got some folks. Yeah, I know a lot of us landlords are looking to expand our portfolios, but it's been kind of tough picking in the current market.
Yes, sir.
I'd like your phone number, Jay.
Oh yeah, how about a phone number too? That'd be good.
I sent it in the chat so everybody can write it down. And if anybody ever have any questions or want to tell me what they're looking for, I can hunt them down. I'm always out and about looking at 5 to 10 properties a week if there's flexibility, and some sellers want a little bit more than what I offer. So if there's a deal.
Jay, what areas do you usually have those properties for wholesale?
Mostly in St. Louis County, not much.
What zip code? What school district?
Give and take, Kirkwood, Baldwin, and Wildwood, and Chesterfield, Florissant. I'm all over, to be honest. It all depends. I mean, these two districts, I'm, all over certain outer areas, and some of them are I even go as far as Ozark Lake. Ozark Lake.
Okay. I like U City, Ladue, Clayton, Olivet. If you have anything in that neighborhood, call me.
I'm sorry, where?
U City, Olivet,
Okay.
Creve Coeur, Ladue, Clayton.
Yeah, Ladue is up there. I like Ladue, but the properties are a little bit out of my approach. But I can get properties in that area. But if you understand the locations and area, prices are different from there to Ladue to Baldwin to Kirkwood. Those are Chesterfield. Those are high mark prices. But I can always get them. I had a property the other day. It wasn't much work needed. It was off market, and the owner wanted to sell it. He wanted a 300 grand, and the property was worth about 380 in Ladue area. And just let it go because
call me. Money is not an issue if it's a deal.
Okay, just text up. Just please, if you don't mind.
All right.
put your phone number, and I see Mr. James. I mean, I got Zen James. Just give me your email and your phone number, and I add you right now. I have a pen and paper handy. I'm writing everybody down. Whoever's interested in getting new properties.
I'll text you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, let's see. Let's see, Brenda's got something here in the chat. I told I can get a purchase and sale agreement contact from here. Please tell me how. Thanks. Anybody got a purchase and sale agreement they use? Be willing to share with Brenda? I know I've got a folder with a lot of contract, different contracts in it, and some of them may be obsolete, but you know, that anything is legal that's agreed to and signed by a willing buyer and a willing seller. But somebody has a quick and easy contract I want to share with Brenda. Welcome to get on here.
Hey, Lloyd. Hey, Brenda. This is Laura Lennington.
Yeah.
I have something I could share, you know, I mean, it's sort of geared toward me and exactly the way I do things, but it could be maybe a good starter document. You know, I hesitate to share it with people because I, you know, don't want anyone to just blindly use it without it making sure it reflects, you know, the type of agreement they want. But I'd be happy to share it with Brenda as long as she understands that, you know, she needs to do her own due diligence to make sure it reflects what she wants in a deal. But Brenda, I'm going to put my number and email in the chat here in just a second, and you can reach out to me if you want, and I can share with you something to get started.
Okay. Hey, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's anything. Yeah, where everybody that's got a set of contracts or paperwork is often a little hesitant to give it out blindly, just because I run across that, and Laura's heard about it too. So people that don't even bother changing some of the names on it.
Yeah, and I mean, also
here's
just
the contract. Just
to
fill in
put
the
it out
blank.
there, I mean, I change wording in my contracts deal by deal. So it's not like I use the exact same wording on every deal. So I just want to be very clear that these things are malleable, they should be changed. But it's, again, somebody gave me something to start with, so I'd be happy to pass you something to start with and make it your own.
Yeah, it's a start. Way to start, and you always want to make your own additions and subtractions if you think something isn't something you want to include in your contract. Make sure you take that out and add in the issues that you've run across. I know my leases have evolved over the years. I've had a couple of standard ones, but I always make some additions, scratch out a few clauses that seem a little too harsh or too leaning one way or the other, and put in language that fits the way I do my management style.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And in short, you're saying, I'm not a lawyer, but you know, here's a good starting point.
that's right. Yeah,
So, make
that's
sure you
always the
take care of
disclaimer.
yourself and don't say, I did it. I hear you, Lloyd and Laura.
We're not lawyers, and we don't play one on TV either. So don't
We'll play one the rest of the day.
unlike Kathy. So
Yes.
no.
Well, since I'm about to put my contact info in the chat, maybe I'll throw out a
Sure.
want that I have, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I actually have a closing today on a short sale, and I've recently gotten into the short sale activity, and I'm really enjoying it. I love helping these sellers that are behind on payments. It's just been a real joy. So I'm looking to concentrate on trying to do more of those if possible. I've got great resources on how to work a short sale. It's not something that I just started last week. I've been doing this for a few months. and trying to grow my resources as well. So I say that to explain that I'm gaining experience and I have expertise backing me on these. So with that being said, if anyone out there has a lead or knows of someone who would be in a potential short sale situation with a property, if it's something you don't feel comfortable working and you'd like to pass me the lead, I would absolutely pay a referral fee for that if it's something that I end up closing on. Please don't throw it in the trash is all I'm saying. You know, I'm not at all trying to horn in on a deal that you like for yourself, but if it's something that you don't feel like is right for you and it's a potential short sale situation, I would love to be able to reach out to that seller and see if I can provide any assistance or service as well. I will put my name and phone number and email in a chat again this week, and please send me what you got if you don't mind. Thank you.
On the other side of that, Laura, do you work that Glasgow Village way?
I wouldn't do a short sale out there. I would, just because I don't think the home values provide what I need to
Sure.
get that done. But as far as wholesale goes, potentially, it has to be a screaming deal because it's a rough. It's tough. It's a tough little pocket, but
Yep.
I've wholesaled there and around there before. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So anybody's got a deal they're working on, just doesn't seem to work for them because they got too high a bank balance, too far behind on their payments. Turn it over to Laura. Maybe you can
Yeah, I
say-
guess maybe, can I just take 2 seconds to say what a short sale is in case someone's unfamiliar?
Oh, yeah, we might have some new folks here.
Yeah, I mean, I should have done that. It's just basically, hey, look, you know, if they owe more than the house is worth, it doesn't always have to be that situation, but that's most likely what you're going to find. If the balance on their mortgage is higher than what the home is likely worth. Okay, so these could be fixer uppers or not. And also, like, if they're behind on payments, it's too bad for them, but it's even better for the short sale situation. Or if they have some sort of just any fine, you know, we don't have to really dissect these things too much. I can do that. But if they have any financial distress or hardship, you know, a short sale could even be someone's rental property that they are just sick and tired of dealing with. Again, you know, it's got a mortgage on it. They don't want to pay it off or they can't. So basically, those are the situations. So if you're like, say you're a relatively new wholesaler and you've got a lead, someone wants you to buy their house, you make an offer, they say, well, that doesn't even cover my mortgage, I can't make that work. That would be a potential short sale depending on the rest of their situation, which I could look into. So that kind of gives it in a nutshell. And thank you so much for the chance.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. And as we've heard on other occasions, short sales doesn't mean that they actually get done in a short amount of time. Sometimes it takes a lot of time when you work. It's a long time we working with the lender.
It can be.
Working out the
But
details.
it can also go quicker, but yeah. Luckily,
yeah.
I work with people who know how to make it go pretty.
You know
as
how to
quick as
make it
possible.
go quicker, then yeah, that's where the area of expertise lies. Help folks out.
Yeah, we just do our best. And in any case, we give them some sort of relief and some sort of solution as opposed to a foreclosure or stress for another 2 years or whatever, you know, it's still better than a lot of things that they're up against. So even if it does take a while.
I don't too often get involved in those, but yeah, I have in the past went out and looked at a pre-foreclosure and was trying to talk to the guy reasonable and tell him what I could do. And he insisted, oh, he needed some cash. And I said, well, I don't think there's any cash for you in this at all. You know, but I could get you out from under your debt and save your credit. And he just said, oh, my credit's so bad. It's not, that wouldn't help me. And in the house, I found out later from a contractor who worked on it, because he was doing some work for me. And I told him about this house. He said, oh yeah, I did that house. He renovated it for, it was a realtor bought it out of foreclosure. And he renovated it for her and put it on the market. So it did go to foreclosure and he lost it and whatever. Yeah, everybody's got different situations. Some people can see the light. You know, you may be a better person to negotiate and then tell people what you can do for them than I was at the time. But okay, and I see. Okay, we just got some comments here. Destiny's definitely going to get a hold of you. Sounds like she's a real estate agent. And so, Destiny, Laura's got her phone and email there in the chat. So go ahead and grab that and put her in your contacts and you give her a call when you got something that'll fits her needs. Anybody else got anything? Got any? Anybody had any good experiences with contractors here lately that they want to share with us?
I'll share that group, that Facebook group that I've talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
before. I actually used it again this week. The contractors group, it's a private group, but I can invite you in there or you can join yourself and let somebody else do it. There's 19,000 people in it. And I needed some concrete poured, which was a kind of a large one, but it was down in Madison County. It's like 50 by 80 foot. So it's not just everybody. And the guy that was supposed to do it, George, the guy that's putting this all together for me, his guy couldn't do it that quickly. And so I just put it in there within, I'll just show you my notes, within 2 hours, I had like 12 different responses. By the end of the day, I had a whole bunch of people put their contact info that could get it. And I had like 8 people recommend the same guy, even some of the other companies that said, if we can't do it, we recommend Mark Hoffman. So, I mean, right off the bat, it was the easiest referrals I've ever gotten. And I've used this several times. So it's just something I'm throwing out there that you may want to check into. What I like about it is the other people that are in the group, they comment on who's doing it and who's saying stuff. They'll tell you yes or no, you know, on their experience. So it saved me a lot of time on the few times I've used this.
So what's the
Okay.
name, John?
I'll go back and get it. Hold on. I put it in the chat before, but I'll go get it here. Give me just a minute and I'll give you the, let's see here.
Yeah, you may be facing me to open a Facebook account, John. I resisted it.
Yeah, you need to be on Facebook. But it's really, this is really a good site. I've been here for a couple years now. Let's see here. Contractors and handyman referral of Greater St. Louis. It's by I think a law firm put it actually on. And I'll put this in here it is in the chat right here. If you need an invite, I could do that. Just get a hold of me and I'll invite you to the group. It's a private group, but it's easy to get into. If they let me in, they'll let anybody in. But I've gotten really good response out of it.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, because I'm trying to locate a contractor to do a little bathroom remodel on my rentals. Basically replacing a tub and an enclosure. And I'm struggling to have anybody come out and give me a bid. I got one at the first appointment set for this afternoon, and I made this about 3 weeks ago. That was as soon as they had come out.
What are you looking for, Lloyd? A bathroom?
Yeah, I'm going to replace a bathtub and shower. I got one of those. I don't know, I might have mentioned this before. It's one of those makeovers, the bath fitter or rebath. Somebody did it in the past. It was in the house when I bought it. And now that liner has come loose from the tub. Their adhesive failed. And it's probably because it was under stress or something and it's buckling up. And it has sucked water, I think probably out of the drain as goes by the drain. It sucked it in there. So now it's filled up with, it's kind of like a little water bed now on the bottom of the shower.
Oh, no.
It's not going back down the drain though. It's filled up and it's squirting out the side on the basement, on the bathroom floor. So I don't know where else it's going to. It may be going other places that I don't know about. So yeah, I'm trying to, I've done some repairs a couple of times, but they just don't hold up. It's because the bond has failed and there's water underneath there already. So it's impossible to get it to stick back down.
I know a guy that might be able to do that. There's a guy that had bought a couple of properties for me over the years. He's in the process of getting divorced. And he asked me about, if there's any way he could make some money recently because he knew I was into real estate. And actually he does bathrooms and drywall ceilings and stuff like that. He's actually redoing that little house I have in Hazelwood as we speak.
Oh yeah.
Excellent job.
Okay.
I can ask him. I don't know if he's looking for work or anything, but he's really
Okay.
good at what he does.
Sure. Yeah, if he's looking for some work, give him my contact information. Have him contact me.
I'll have him call you if he's interested. His name is Tyson. So if you get a call from
Tyson?
a guy named Tyson, it's not chicken. It's a
Okay.
guy that does some work, but he's really good. And he's just about got that little house done because our our goal is to put it up. Our plan is to put it up for sale on August 18th, and it's really looking good. He does flooring and stuff too. So,
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks, Ed. Yeah, I appreciate it. And let him know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was hoping to get this done, have it done already.
right. Well, that's always.
But it would- And I did find one, there's a plumber that I've used before, Trio Plumbing. I called them, they say on their website they do bathroom remodeling, and they've installed some hot water heaters and stuff for me before and done some plumbing repairs, but I called them and said, talk to their master plumber that does those kind of jobs, and he said, well, yeah, I could probably get to it next week.
Yeah.
And I told him the situation, get to it next week. If you can get the old tub out, get it all torn down to the studs, I can get in there on Monday and put it in there in one day.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I was hoping to get a contractor to do the whole job. And would you get, we're just way too busy right now. We'd be glad to come put it in, but we're too busy to mess with doing all the demolition work. They'd rather get in, I know plumbers, they like to do the plumbing stuff and put in new fixtures and get them all hooked up and working rather than doing the messy stuff. And I actually talked with asked the tenant, I said, well, hey, one of these weekends, he was willing to help me. And I thought, yeah. And there's still going to be drywall work to finish up after. I'm sure they'll come in. They'll just put the tub in and get it working, but there'll still be a lot of drywall work to finish it off on the edges and get it looking decent again. So I said, yeah, okay, that's probably not a good idea.
Put a request in that Facebook group within a short period of time. Just tell them you need it done in the morning, and you'll be amazed how many people respond.
Okay. Okay.
Can I put in a word on Trio Plumbing?
Sure, Harry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are a huge operation. They do probably half of Home Depot's water heater installs and all of Lowe's home
They do.
improvement.
I know they do all of Lowe's. That's how I got introduced to them. They put a couple of water heaters in for me, and I figured if they're willing to work with what the rate that Lowe's pays for having that work done, they're reasonable. They're not out of sight. Like I've called some plumbers and I realized, really, $1,200 to replace a few faucets and get a couple of toilets. No thanks.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, if you could get somebody to demo that for you, they would probably get that done in a day or a half a day, because they'll probably bring in 8 guys and blow it out faster than you could ever imagine. So you might want to consider getting someone to pull everything out and have Trio come in. And the other thing is you don't have to worry about inspections with them, because the inspectors know that company extremely well. But
Yeah,
that's something I would consider doing, is getting someone to demo it for you and then let Trio just come in there and blow it out real fast.
yeah, that's why I call them, because I know they're a licensed plumber and everything, and I've been told by one of my non-licensed rehabbers that we can do everything. We'll put the kitchen and everything. Oh, we can't replace a tub. That requires a licensed plumber and get the inspection to replace the tub. So yeah, that was the reason I called them, so I don't run into problems down the road.
Yeah, you don't
But,
want to have that problem, especially if it's a rental, because the inspectors are looking at that. And I did a AC replacement for someone in the mechanical department, called them on a stack replacement, and then the guy had all kinds of problems after the fact. So you really, on the plumbing stuff, on all this stuff, you better be careful on the code requirements on that, especially too if you're selling it.
Yeah, well, this is a rental, but but I do have St. Charles. Yeah, they get their inspectors in here every time I have a turnover in tenancy. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They're really looking right now, just to let you know. I'll really let everybody know. Yeah, but I just wanted to add that on Trio. They do good work, but if it was me, I'd get someone to demo it out and then let them come in there, and you'd be shocked at how fast they do the work.
Oh yeah, no, I've been impressed with their work before. I've had them come out to my house. I had a leak. Oh golly, it's been about a year and a half ago now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to add, in there, but they do very good work. Okay.
Yep. So I'm not the only one that's had good experience with Trio Plumbing. So give them as a recommendation for your plumbing needs. But just a matter of coordinating, getting somebody to come in and do a demo, since it's a lived-in rental, and I kept I offered the tenant some time ago. I said, well, if you really, because it's been acting up for a while, I keep going over doing temporary fixes, get the water out of it. seal it up as best I can. And then, you know, a couple months later, it's doing the same thing again. I'm back over it.
Lloyd, what you could do is ask Trio, who would they use for demo? And that might be an easy way to find somebody, because whoever they know, they recommend would be reliable.
Yeah, I guess that's an idea. Yeah, he didn't recommend anybody. I told him, well, I was hoping they could do the whole, do the demo, but he said, no, they're too busy right now just with their plumbing work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And just bounce it off them and see what they tell you and then make a decision.
Okay, yeah, I might call him back again. Yeah, let him know that, yeah, I decided not to do the demo because he said, well, just, you know, when you're ready, just give me a notice a week before and he'll get me on the schedule. So, yeah, I might need to call him back, let him know that I decided not to demo it myself and see if he's got any other recommendations. So it's good. It's good also. Okay, hey, thanks everybody for those suggestions of what I can take care of my bathroom problems. Anybody else got any renovation problems they're looking for? Maybe between the group here, I'll come up with some more ideas for you. If not,
I sent you a plumber.
What's that, Marvel?
I said I sent you a plumber, a master plumber. He ain't too busy right now.
Okay. Okay, yeah, put his contact in the chat if you want.
I sent it to you. I could do it again. Eric Pruitt, definition plumbing.
Eric, what was it?
Pruitt of definition plumbing.
Pruitt, P-R-U-I-T-T.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 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 Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, anybody else got anything? Got any properties to sell? Area that you're looking to buy in? Got Laura on here. Maybe she could find you a deal. She's always scouting all. I'm surprised she's not in her car today. She's looks like she's home in her office. So
I'm at home for now.
for now, yeah. Usually you're on the run on Friday, so.
Yeah, I can be. Yeah, waiting to go
Colin,
pick up that check at the title company.
Yeah, there you go.
So as soon as they call, I'm in my car. But yeah,
Okay.
let me know if anybody's looking for anything in particular. I get calls all the time, which I mean, I appreciate them because, you know, it's like, this is such a great way to network. But gosh, I mean, you know, with it being such a hot seller's market, you know, everyone's looking for the unicorn. So if you have called me in the past and I have not come to you with your unicorn, it's because I'm not finding it for you. I think that, you know, as things shift, which I think that they're starting to, and they will a little bit. I think, you know, I don't think it'll get too bad, but you know, we'll get a little bit more normalized here with sale prices and things like that. So just want to let everybody know that, like, it's tough. Everybody knows it's a seller's market. You don't have to be a real estate expert to know that right now. So, but yeah, I just appreciate everyone who's called me and connected with me. So thanks.
Do anybody on here do rent to own?
Yeah, I offer a lot of my my rentals on a rent to own. I don't let them sit waiting for the right rent to own tenant to come along though. Usually if I get a well-qualified tenant that wants to just rent for 2 years, 2 or 3 years, I'll go ahead and sign them up.
Okay, that's good. Alrighty, your info in here, right?
Yeah, I can put it in.
Okay. My daughter need a rent to own.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I can give you some, well, let's see, where'd it go? How do I get in here?
Hey, I have a question. I am in the process, hopefully, fingers crossed, going to purchase a property, a single family from a, well, she was an investor. She just didn't flip the property. Do you all have a recommendation for a title company to purchase the property through? I mean, I've used some in the past, but just curious if you have any recommendations.
I don't know if anybody else has anything. I know a lot of our folks use and I myself too use investors title. I found them to be pretty, per their name, investor friendly. They've got it in their name, and they do some things that other companies don't. They usually act as my intermediary when I do a 1031 exchange. Yeah, I don't have to go out and get another company to be the intermediary. They'll do it themselves. They'll like themselves. Of course, they charge for it, but I think it's pretty reasonable. Anybody else? Laura, you do a lot of closings. You use investors?
It's almost easier to say who you don't like sometimes, which, but I don't like to go negative either.
Yeah.
Here's who I do like. I like Freedom Title a lot. I mean, I just feel like they've got quick turnaround for the most part. Title Partners Agency, I've had smooth closing with them recently. And I've also had a smooth closing recently with Elite Title. So there's some, and I've had, Investors Title is good as well. I don't disagree with that. Just keep in mind they're busy, so just follow up if you haven't heard from them, as with anybody. So those are my suggestions off the top of my head. And Amber, give me a call if you want to know who to avoid. If you're not using one that's already been mentioned and you have a question about them, then I can let you know if I've had any negative experiences.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, good luck. Congrats.
Yeah.
Do they do subject twos?
Subject to, okay.
Do the title companies do
Yeah.
subject twos?
Oh, the title companies.
Yeah.
I would think Investors does. I don't know.
And I don't know
I'm
about
about to-
investors, but I've been recently involved in some subject to closings, and we've actually turned to self-closing those because
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not possible. Because I'm like working in partnership with other people who are taking the lead on that part of it, but I'm just involved in the conversation. So a couple things to keep in mind. Not everyone does it for sure. So you have to really call around and find out who will do it. And if you're not finding what you need, you may need to go ahead and just buy like the title search service from the title company. And as long as it's clear, you can self-close it. And I'm not an expert on all of that, but I can tell you a name of someone who is. You could always reach out to him. He provides, education and stuff, but his name is Jeff Kaufman. I know he's, very knowledgeable in those things as well. So there's a little bit of information from you in case you get stuck looking for, finding a title company.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I got a question. Has anyone had experience? Looked like James was looking for a termite inspector and replied on the chat, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at a property. I'm kind of developing a relationship with a potential wholesale deal, and this house has termite damage, like some pretty extensive termite damage to the sill plate where half of it's gone, and the joists have dropped about 3/4 of an inch, and it was pushing down on a water line that so it's not just
Needs more than an
termite.
inspection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to need some pretty extensive help. Has anyone had experience with that, or even maybe Laura with wholesaling? Have you had any properties that have gone through your desk that are similar to that? What do those turn out to look like? Or just any experience would be appreciated. Thanks.
I guess I don't have like anything to add that is specifically helpful. So if you're looking at a wholesale deal and you just think the termite damage is one of the major things about it, yes. I mean, one of the things you can do is contact a professional and get some sort of a bid to help support, the cost that it's going to take to remedy that. And that can help you leverage your offer to the seller. And then it's also good information to provide to your buyer Although, you know, a good rehabber who's got a lot of experience is going to be able to look at that type of thing and decide for themselves what it's going to take. So as a wholesaler, one thing I try to do is I do not try to advise or give too much information to a buyer about what I think the rehab takes on the house, because I want them to decide for themselves. I don't want them to buy a house because me, who has no risk in how the rehab goes, I don't want them to go off of my advice. However, the information is helpful to have, especially as you negotiate with the seller. And yeah, but I haven't personally like gone and gotten any of that information. I've never actually gone that far with it, but you certainly can. And I'm not sure who to recommend or anything. But that's my very limited take on that, very limited experience.
Okay, yeah, and I just, sorry, I missed that exchange there about termites. I have used Rottler for getting and doing inspections. If I for termites, and I think, well, let's see, I called them when I think my my rear building inspector found some old termite damage. I called Rottler to come out and just verify it and give me a bid for what the treatment would cost. The damage wasn't as extensive like Scott was talking about. It wasn't structural, but they'd been there and it was some old damage. So, and they gave me a bid for the treatment, and I used that to negotiate with the seller on reducing the purchase price. But then when I actually had it treated, I can give you another recommendation. I called Two Nice Guys. They're another company that treats termite and insect treatments. And they have, if you tell them you're an investor, they got a special rate for investors. And at the time, I don't know if there's, I won't quote you a price on it, but they had a fixed price at the time for investors for a normal size house. And it was not quite, but close to half of what Rottler was quoted me. So, and I ended up going with them, and I think they've done at least one other. No, maybe they've done two other treatments for me since I first discovered them that way. Actually, they came. It was my building inspector that when he found that, he said, "Oh yeah, you might try." He recommended them. Two Nice Guys is the name of it. They're getting to be a pretty good sized company now. There's more than just two guys, so let me put it that way.
Yeah, Lord, I had the same experience with Rottwell. They do a great job, but they're kind of expensive. Yeah,
they're pricey. Yeah, they're
very pricey, but great job. Yeah,
I'm sure they do. They got a great. They got to pay for those TV ads somewhere now, and somebody's got to pay for them.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Lloyd, this is James, and
hey,
thank
James.
you for that information. So the potential problem that I'm facing is the previous owner. I think they did an inspection, and then they say there's a termite, but a lot of areas are not accessible, such as the ceiling and it's finished basement, so they're not able to access many areas. So if I'm going to do, and they agreed to do a termite treatment, but I'm coming in, I wanted to see what's the actual damage, and should I break those areas to make it accessible? Well, we're just putting a contract on the house, so I don't know what should I do?
Yeah, if you've just got a contract on the house, yeah, I'm sure the seller's not going to allow you to tear down ceiling tile to assess any damage, what the damage is. So you might just have to make your own judgment if you from the damage you can see, that how much there might be, and make some allowance for it in your offer that you might have to come in. I had that in one building that I got that report back from my inspector that there's too many areas because it was a finish. They had a whole apartment finished in the basement. This was an apartment building, and I just kind of passed on it, not knowing not knowing how extensive it might be. And it could be, it was an old building, so it could have been pretty extensive. And I just kind of passed on it. But kind of use your own judgment if you think, if you can negotiate a better price based on the fact that you might have to do some extensive in those hidden areas, not having access to them before you buy. I don't know, anybody else got had a similar experience? They might be able to recommend anything.
I mean, I would just echo what you're saying, Lloyd, but a little bit more intensely. Like, if it's a property that you want and you know you want it, I would make the offer reflect what you think is basically worst case scenario on damage.
Yeah.
The seller is going to do something with the property, with someone. I wouldn't walk away without giving an offer if you want the property, and I would make sure that offer reflects, again, worst case scenario of what you cannot see. So, and if it's just significantly lower than what you've already talked about, you just have to tell them that you just have to make sure you're financially protected and you can't have too much financial risk on the deal, and that's where you're coming from. And the thing is, they're going to get bad news from the next person, so it's not like you're the bad guy or anything in it. And, I've just been surprised over the years at offers that have been accepted that I thought would never get accepted. But if I had never made them, then I wouldn't have gotten the deal. So that's my thought.
An offer that wasn't made will never get accepted. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, and the deal I'm thinking back on, it wasn't a property that I was in love with anyway. So and that could just kind of soured me, and I don't recall if I made a lower offer after I found that, or if I just continued and walked in. I ended up a few months later, I got a real sweetheart deal. So I was glad I wasn't tying up my time and renovating, tearing into that one and doing one more renovation than it was probably worth.
Hey, James, I don't know what this is or anything, and it doesn't really matter, but if it ends up being something that you pass on, I'd be more than happy to work the lead and give you a referral fee if I can do something with it, only if you're going to be a pass. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
discourage you from getting it, but I'm just throwing that out there. Don't throw the lead in the trash. Give me a call.
Right. Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, don't throw any lead in the trash. That's a good theory. Just pass it on. Maybe somebody else can do something with it. How I see Jay is asking too about anybody doing lease options. I do lease options. That's like I told, who was it? Was it Marvel was asking about that. I offer lease options, but very seldom. Right now, I do have one. I got one tenant as a lease option tenant, and I don't know if you got any specific questions about how to handle it. I mean, I advertise mine as lease with an option to buy, and most of the people that are looking to lease are just looking to lease. But they do have, if you offer a pretty good deal, don't charge. I maybe offer too good like that. I don't charge a horrendous upfront option deposit. I know some folks that do it. Like some people I've gotten training from say that they don't do anything for less than a $9,000 or $10,000 option deposit. And I do more like between a $2,000 and $4,000 deposit upfront, depending on the property. And that's the non-refundable one. In fact, I even work with people that I think the current one I had did not have. They were interested in the option, but they didn't have enough money up front. So I said, well, how can you afford an extra? I think we negotiated a certain extra payment on the first 6 months rent. And I said, once you get that, and I tell people if they lease from me and I'm offering the option, at any time during the lease, we can go back and change their lease to give them an option. It's just that, well, I'm not going to lock in the price at that point. I'll lock in the price that I'll sell it for on the day that I get that non-refundable option deposit. And so if they wait a year before they decide to do it, well, then they've I've gained a year of appreciation on the property, and they've lost that opportunity that they had. Since in the current market, definitely things are appreciating. But yeah, I've done it. Like I said, that's with the one I've currently got right now. They said, well, yeah, we can do it for they came up with an amount over and above the rent that they could afford, and so they pay that for the first 6 months they were in there, and once they were in there for 6 months, we locked them in on a lease option contract, and we just changed their lease and included the option to buy contract or a clause. It's just an additional clause in the contract. It says anytime during the length of their lease, they can exercise the option to buy. And I gave them within 30 days of the end of it to notify me that they're interested in doing the option to buy, and giving them time to get their financing lined up. So anybody else got anything to add to that, or want to move on to another topic? Or? Okay, I hope that was helpful. If not, if you have any other questions, I left my my email in the chat there too. So shoot me a note if you got anything else. It's been my experience, and it's also my experience, and most anybody that's done at lease options will tell you 80% of the time they're not going to exercise the option anyway. The nice thing is, though, if they intend to buy the house, they're going to be a better tenant. They're going to take better care of the property, since they're when they moved in, they're hoping this is going to be their home someday, and they're going to own it, and they're going to take good care of it. As the one I was just telling you about, they've while they were there, they've done some fantastic landscaping, hardscaping in the backyard, put additional plants, and just made a real beautiful place. Like they're going to plan on living there the rest of their lives. So I'm hoping they're going to carry through with it. Now for their side, if they don't, then I got a couple $1,000 additional landscaping work that I got for just making the offer. If they end up not purchasing and moving on at the end of their lease. Well, if nobody else has anything, I'm sure you're tired of listening to me talking. So I'm ready to move on. I do have, before I do, sign off here, I want to let everybody know our third Tuesday meeting, aside from this, you heard Kathy's not going to be here next week. I guess, John, I don't know if you want to get still to do a haves and wants next week.
Sure, let's go ahead and continue to meet, because there's people that aren't on today that will probably be here.
We can meet at 11 o'clock next Friday. Then also, John's got lined up on August the 17th. Got Harper Zielinski from Habitat for Humanity. She was with us, about 2 years ago, and it was pre-pandemic, and we were talking about maybe doing a work day with Habitat, but that kind of got all their volunteerism got shut down during the pandemic, and I doubt that it's restarted yet. But we'll get a update from her on that and what they've been doing. And then September 21st, I'm hoping to have our forge ahead with our in-person meetings, getting back together on the third Tuesday of September at the Moolah Shriners facility on Fifi Road. And you'll see more. We'll have more information out in our newsletter and on our website about that. And plan on having a little Ted Drew's frozen custard with that meeting if you can make it in person. So that's all I've got. And so we can see you next year for a little haves and wants. We won't have a legal update, but we'll meet here for a little haves and wants session, a little networking. We'll see you again next week, and if not next, the third Tuesday of August. So take care, everybody.
All right. Thanks
for coming in. Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.